Hello, welcome to the 7th podcast for Evil Peak Productions. I'm Jonathan Moore, the lead designer.
I'm Megan Slade, lead artist.
And today we're going to be talking about the story of Feline Frontier. It's going to be a short podcast today because I don't want to spoil anything with the story too much. I know in the past I've been talking about the endings a little bit, but Megan keeps on stopping me because, well, we don't want you guys to know the endings before the game is even released.
Yeah.
But the primary story is going around the 6 explorers, the 6 cats, from their home planet exploring the Meown.
Meown?
That's what the moon is called, of their home planet.
Oh my gosh.
I thought you knew that already. Yes, it's called the Meown. They're exploring the Meown, and I want to say that they're most likely in the 60s. Like around the 60s in their, I guess, home planet time. They're exploring the Meown, and they're going there just to have some exploration, just to look around, to see what's going on in the Meown, to bring back some samples of rock, things like that. You know, science stuff. But while they're there, they actually find out that there's plant life on the Meown. So they start to look around more, and they find out that there's actually animals on the Meown. And then, looking around a little bit more, they find out that there is sentient life on the Meown. And
so how come they didn't ever look through a telescope and find the sentient life?
It's because they were all underground.
Okay.
All of the actual buildings for the sentient life, they're all living underneath the planet's surface.
Okay.
So nothing's really seen on the surface of it, actually. The only things that you could see on the surface is that there would be a few segments that look different, like a reddish kind of desert section of the Meown.
And there's some plant life on there.
They wouldn't really be able to see the plant life because the plant life kind of blends in with the surface, actually.
I'm sure if they had some good telescopes.
Nope!
Okay.
They probably don't have that good of telescopes right now. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
But they have technology for laser blasters, so don't question it. But they're looking around and they find sentient life. The sentient life is known as the Kurg. And Emperor Kurg, I guess Kurglings, but the Emperor Kurg is a barbaric leader who views these 6 intrepid explorers as trespassers into his land, and he doesn't wish for them to escape because he wishes for them to actually abide by his justice and be killed for trespassing. So now he's this sentient life on the planet. This ruler is seeking them out to try and kill them.
So there's one ruler for the entire planet. I know the moon isn't that big compared to the Earth, but there's one ruler for the entire planet.
Yes.
What about some of the other bosses? They're not different rulers?
No, they are just subsidiaries
Okay.
of Emperor Kurg. Mostly they're actual slaves of the Emperor.
Okay.
And the Kurgling Empire. Because what they do usually is there were other races on the Meown, other sentient races, but the Kurglings went in, killed off a lot of their actual military, and then basically just enslaved them to be part of their military.
Okay.
Like the Cradian, which are the crab race, and there's only one of that, I guess, race left, known as Crad.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see what happens to the last of that race whenever you actually play the game. And then there's the Anglerks, which is actually a race that's still fully fledged, that's still actually doing their own thing, but they're enslaved by the Kurglings now. They used to be in a bitter war with the Kurglings, but whenever they designed a certain biological weapon known as the Mind Pig, it turned on them, so they had to flee their home and actually accept enslavement of the Kurglings to battle against the Mind Pig, which is a constant war going on now. The only way that they've actually solved it is to just block off all access to the old Anglerkian base.
Oh.
So they just make sure that no one can go there. But in the game, you go there.
They're just instead of dealing with this problem on our own, we'll send these cat people to go deal with the problem.
They weren't even going to send the cat people to go and deal with the problem. They just had the whole access blocked off. The only reason why they're going over there is because, well, that's the only place where you can go, and that's the only place where you can think to actually go and explore and look around to see if you have any chance of escaping. So, but that's later on in the actual game. I think I want to say that's probably like the midpoint of the game is whenever you go there.
Okay.
But Emperor Kurg, like I said, the entire Kurgling thing is a more barbaric civilization than the civilization that our cats are used to from the Meown. They're used to, corporations and all that kind of stuff. In fact, the one that they're working with right now to go to the Meown is Obduro. And you can't really see that very much in the game, actually. The only part you get to see that is in the very beginning with Obduro on the side of the shuttle.
Yeah.
And anything else in the game, it doesn't even reference Obduro. But I wanted to add Obduro into it somewhere because I just like adding Obduro into every single thing that I work on.
I think it's weird to think about it because it's like Obduro and Primus Star anyways, like a human thing. But then in this world, which is kind of still connected to Primus Star, it's also in the cat race area.
I want to say that this game isn't directly connected to Primus Star.
Yeah.
Because, it did happen in the Primus Star universe, but it wasn't Obduro that they launched the shuttle from.
Mm-hmm.
It was another company.
Yeah.
Another space corporation. But in this alternate universe, there was an Obduro for these cats, the Feline.
Oh, it was Obduro. Was it like dimension hopping, and they're just like put their company there.
The first leader of Obduro found out how to dimension hop, and he used that technology to go around. This is going way off topic from Feline Frontier.
Hey, it's still kind of part of it because it's got Obduro in it.
That's true. But he learned how to dimension hop, and he started to hop around and just build up different Obduros in different dimensions.
So this is one of the alternate universes where he went into and put Obduro in.
He didn't share his technology with anyone. Only he knows how to dimension hop. So, I don't know. This is his thing.
Anyway.
Anyways, going back to Feline Frontier. The 6 explorers they're going to be playing as, we talked about last podcast. They were Tom, Lucy, John, River, Callie, and George.
Mm-hmm. Didn't we call Lucy something else? And we
accidentally called her Lulu, but I looked back into the design document, her name.
And I looked at her art file, and I was like, oh, it's not Lulu, it's Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy. Lulu, Lucy.
It's going to be a nickname.
It could be a nickname. Maybe the cats call her Lulu, just for short. Not really for short. It's the same length as Lucy.
It's her nickname. She's like, it's cuter. I want to be called Lulu.
Okay, then. Yeah, that could be it. But I think that my favorite, besides Tom, because I like Tom because it's going off of David Bowie's Space Oddity, but I think my favorite has to be George Harris II, because his name, he's the only one that actually has a first, last name, and then
a title.
I guess
not a title.
Not a title, but just a what is that called?
Is it a suffix? I don't know.
A suffix? No, it's not. It's not a suffix. That's part of grammar.
Oh, I just think about the paperwork you have to fill out. And there's that thing. Right?
God, I don't know what that part is called. Oh well, leave a comment. Comment below to
like and subscribe. Leave a comment, like and subscribe.
Donate money to us on Patreon. We're here for you. But I think I like him the most because he actually has a full name. I never really thought of a full name for all the other characters, and his backstory is that he was a boxer, but he was a soldier before that, but he would always have morals cloud his judgment, and he wouldn't actually follow orders blindly. If it was going against his moral code, he just would refuse to do it because he's that kind of guy.
All right.
He most likely got disbarred from the military.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, they probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah, that's probably why he went to boxing and did that thing. I know that his dad died. Gotta have that in there.
Every character has to have a dead parent.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if their parent's not dead, they gotta be a jerk. And if they're not a jerk, then they're gonna die.
Yeah, River's dad has Alzheimer's. um, John's parents left him. He's an orphan.
Gosh.
Nothing about Tom's parents.
Well, that's good.
I want to say that Tom's parents are actually okay. They're there for him. I mean, River's dad is there for her, of course. He just has Alzheimer's. You can't really help that.
What about her mom?
Her mom's dead.
I feel like the whole dead parent thing is just you don't want to make
Lucy.
their parents.
Lucy's parents are there. Callie's parents are there. Actually, no, Lucy's... They may have been abusive. I can't remember everything. It's been a while since I actually looked at the design document. I've been busy with actually working on the game after... I guess design document is still working on the game. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've been busy on actually building up the level design.
Mm-hmm.
That's done with, though. I've already finished with that. I need to go back in there and I need to make the map, though. But you start off the game by landing in the surface segment of the Meown. Just a normal surface, nothing really around except for some of the trees that you find out is life growing on the surface. Next to you would be a cave with a strange structure blocking access to it. But you find that whenever you shoot it, it makes the structure open up for you, which I guess is a thing that could happen in real life too. If you shoot a big enough gun at a door, it'll open up for you. But whenever you go in, you actually find your first actual living creature on the Meown. And then whenever you travel a little bit further in, like I was saying, you find the first sentient life, which is a fish in a mechanical suit of armor that will shoot you.
So at that point, why don't the cats just look at that and just go like, why there's hostile life here? Why are we gonna progress anymore? Why don't we just turn around, go back, and let people know like, hey, there's hostile life on this planet?
First of all, at that point, because of the way that the mission is working, it's the same way that the mission to the moon in real life worked. Although in this game, in the Feline Frontier, it's lasting longer than it did in the moon, but they have to wait until their return vessel comes back to them because it's orbiting around the Meown.
Oh, okay.
And they have to wait until it actually comes back to where they are, so that they can have an access back out, back to the Earth, I guess, back to their home planet.
Yeah.
And that takes 5 days. So if they wanted to sit there and wait for 5 days, that's fine. But at the same time, whenever they find that sentient life or really anything that's connected to Kurg, and besides that, Kurg would already know whenever they landed there. That's the main thing, is that they already knew that something was there because they saw them land down through cameras and things like that. They were already gonna get hunted down by Emperor Kurg anyways, so by that time it was already too late, whenever they landed on the Meown.
Oh, okay.
So they were already brought into it. They may not have known right then and there, but Emperor Kurg did, and he wasn't gonna let that just slide on by. Do you have anything to add from working on the game?
No.
No. Megan hasn't really been working on the story in that sense. She's just been making the characters and making animations. Mm-hmm. She hasn't been too worried about thinking about the story.
No.
That's just mean.
That's why I'm asking the questions.
Yeah. I know. I remember that the story is the longest part in the design document.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was. I don't even know how many pages it was. It was so long, though.
It's almost time for the shout out.
We're gonna do a shout out this time.
Oh.
Good job on just ruining that, though.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I guess we'll do a shout out now. This is a shout out to Lord Herschel Allen Moore the third. Yes. I was thinking the second. I guess George Harris the second caught me off guard. But thank you for donating the $7 or more. I think you're donating $55 right now. So thank you so much for that. If you also want a shout out there, go ahead and donate $7 at our Patreon for Evil Pig Productions, and you will have a shout out in the future. If you know anyone else who would like to have a shout out, or just anyone who's interested in Evil Pig Productions and video game development, make sure to tell them and have them support us on Patreon.
You can also find us on Facebook and
Yeah,
stuff.
you can also find us on Facebook and Twitter if you just want to follow us on there. We have
share our news.
Share our news. We have different little venues of just sharing our updates and things like that. So try and find us online. On Facebook and Twitter, we're at Evil Pig Team. Lucy, going back to Feline Frontier. If I remember correctly, Lucy was the cartographer. Yes, she was the cartographer. I know that she's focused on maps and the history of maps and things like that. She used it as a, I guess, etch of the world and how it grows with people.
Okay.
So she's interested in that. I was kind of confused about why I would do that for someone going to the Meown. But then I started thinking, like, well, maybe they just want to, etch out a map of the Meown of where they went and things like that. I have no idea. Or maybe she's like the navigator on the Meown and she knows where everything is.
She's got to record what it's like for next adventures, I guess.
And I guess Callie is the biologist, which I guess is lucky that they actually sent a biologist with them. Got to have all grounds covered just in case. And in this case, Callie is a really big asset because there's a whole bunch of life on the Meown apparently.
Yeah.
And she's there. River is the astrophysicist, so that she can actually deal with the ship itself and actually powering it up and solar panels and things like that, and also judging on where all the planets are going to be at different times and trying to figure out when to actually leave to get the best, I guess, departure.
Trajectory.
Yeah. Then there is John, who's the engineer, which again looks at everyone's suits and also the ship itself to see if everything's actually functioning. Tom, the captain, he's just there to make sure everyone isn't going insane and everyone's doing their job and doing it right. And then George Harris II, random soldier that they brought along. Again, it's the same with Lucy. Why would you bring someone like that along? But I guess in this case...
He did the fitness test and he passed. And we're like, well, might as well just stick him on there.
It's a good thing that George Harris II actually came along on the mission because of everything that's happening on the Meown.
Yeah, they needed that extra muscle just in case. The
impending possible doom. Gosh, there's not that much else to talk about the story unless I really want to spoil everything.
Do the cats have special side quests relating to their skills?
No.
No? Okay. I was kind of thinking, like, oh, maybe with Callie, she should, like, be collecting certain parts from the fish or something. But if there's not, then that's fine.
I mean, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
We'd have to add things like that into it, though.
Yeah.
And it's so early in production that we probably could.
Probably. Where she has to collect dead parts of
But
creatures.
then the other question is, what about the other cats? What side quests would they have?
Well, Lucy, you would have to go through the entire map.
Collect all the map data.
Yeah, collect all the map data. So you have to, like, go all throughout the area.
Find all the secrets, everything.
What was John's thing again?
John is the engineer.
Maybe he needs to collect parts.
Get all the upgrades.
Yeah.
But then that's like the same as.
Well, I'm thinking about, like, maybe he's collecting alien technology.
Well, I mean, that would be the upgrades.
Okay, well, there you go, the upgrades.
I don't know what else to go with the collecting alien technology thing.
What's River's thing that she was doing?
River is the astrophysicist. I know that they all have special abilities tied to their job.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
For instance, George Harris II has a knockback to his actual blaster. Um,
There you go. That's his quest to knock back enemies. Knock back 50 enemies.
River has the ability just to have her flashlight on longer than the other cats. That's literally it. She just has a longer lasting flashlight. I can't remember what John is. Or Tom. Or Lucy. Callie, I think, has the health drops. She has a higher chance of getting health drops than the
Oh.
other cats. So she has a higher survivability rate.
That makes sense. I don't know then.
You don't know
I
about
don't
the
know.
side quest thing?
Yeah.
I don't know about the side quest thing either. I don't know what to include in it. I know a while back, whenever I was first starting the game, I was thinking about adding in little terminals throughout the world, like in the city parts of the world, where you can actually look at it and it just has different segments of lore of the world and like different things that were going on. I kind of didn't incorporate it, but I could definitely go back in and incorporate it if we wanted to.
Yeah. Well, that could be River's thing. I think.
River's the astrophysicist.
Well, maybe she's collecting alien, like their actual data.
I mean, I
Maybe
guess.
she's like, well, maybe they have math or something that they don't have. I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to work with a side quest for an astrophysicist to incorporate it in there in a game like this. Unless we have
We'll research it more, see if there's something we can come
telescopes
up
with
with.
data,
Telescopes.
star charts.
Alien star charts. Well,
Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. With the Kurglings, they actually don't have any space travel technology. That's one thing that they're actually interested in with the cats,
cats.
because they have a spaceship, and they're interested in actually leaving the Meown. So it's another thing that they're kind of interested in killing the cats for, is to take their technology and to actually incorporate it into their own. Which is funny. They don't have space travel yet. They all have designed mechanic suits for all their citizens to move around. It's a weird race.
They don't understand gravity that well.
Nope, they don't. I mean, look at their suits and you'd recognize that they don't understand gravity. Suits are so clunky.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another reason why the Kurglings are interested in actually killing the cats, is just to take their technology.
What?
The only way that I can see kind of me going on with this is to spoil.
Well, maybe now is a good time to talk about how our schedules, or upload stuff's gonna change a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if the scheduling can change with
Well, not the
uploads.
scheduling. It's just what we're gonna be talking about is
Yeah,
probably
it's-
gonna change.
Because of the lack of big topics right now, we're going to be switching over. We updated this in Patreon, so if you're following us on Patreon, you saw this. We're going to stop with big topics on podcasts right now because there's not really that many that we can talk about.
We're gonna run out because it's gonna take a long time.
I mean, we're already run out.
Yeah.
We already ran out for Feline Frontier. So what we're going to do is we're going to just talk about the month in review. That's literally what it's called right now. No one actually has commented on it to say they want to name it something else. So right now we're just calling it a month in review, or the month in review. And we're just going to talk about what we actually worked on during the past month.
Like what I've been working on animations, just the run cycle for the cats forever. I've been working on that forever now.
She has. She's been working. I mean, not incorporating how long you've actually been working on it, because you had to stop and we started to work on Primus Star. But now it's been like a year.
Probably.
A year of running cycles.
Well, it's not just that. I designed, or I did all the pixel art for the enemies and stuff.
True.
I did do some animations for the cats, but that was before I took animation classes. So
Yeah, so now you're going through it all again.
And redoing the animations because before they didn't look good. Now I'm like, okay, I can make these better.
Yeah.
It's just very tedious.
Yeah, it is very tedious. I know looking at you and everything, you're just working on it constantly, and it seems like you're not really getting anywhere.
Yeah.
But I know you are getting somewhere in the end, because I've seen you finish the, I think, running to the right side, or is it the left side?
I'm almost done with that. It's just the wireframe right now.
Yeah, and then after you're done with all the wireframes, you're just going to put the colors on and actually finish the cats.
I need to set up the sprite sheet with all the wireframe animations.
Yeah. George Harris II is going to be easy because he did a short tail. So you don't have to worry about that long tail.
Well, that means I just have to remove the tail from all the animations.
Yep. So that would be easy.
I don't know. That sounds a little bit harder.
But how is it going to be harder?
Because I'm going to have to go back in and then erase the tail for every animation.
I guess.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the tail, though.
But this month we haven't really been able to do much because we've been really busy with a lot of outside things.
Yeah, we're not making enough money through Evil Pig right now to actually have us focus on it completely.
Well, it's not just that. It's like
that and also
other events.
Personal events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been busy this month and we haven't really been working that much on it.
We've been trying to.
Yeah.
Been working where we can. I can't really do that much right now, though, since I already finished the entire level design of the game. The only thing I could work on is if we actually incorporate a new aspect into the game, like side quests. Which, again, is kind of weird if you think about it, because I don't even remember a Metroidvania game that had a side quest in it. Besides personal side quests.
If you do it, like you're probably not even gonna unlock anything other than maybe an achievement. So.
Yeah.
What are you gonna get? More health for the characters or more stats? Like, is there even stats?
I mean, there's damage.
There we go. More
and armor.
Damage and armor.
But I mean,
yeah.
You already get damage power-ups.
It'd just be something to do.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Maybe it unlocks different skins. Guess what, Megan? You get to design entirely new skins for all the characters.
I already have to design all the armor and all the cats.
Yeah, that's true. You have to. Right now, you're working on the base armor, but you still have to.
If it was
design
one character, then I'd be like, heck yeah, I'll do skins. But it's all like there's 6 characters. They're kind of basically the same. It's basically 6 skins of one character. So, yeah, there's already skins for that character. Let's go with that.
It's just Tom, but with different skins.
Yeah, and names.
And then gender bent too.
Yeah, and some different abilities, I guess.
Yeah. I still don't even remember what Tom's ability was. Like. I don't know. It's tearing me up right now.
You're gonna upload this podcast in the description. Like, Tom's ability was this. Because you'll look it up.
Oh well, I'll find out. It's all recorded and everything, so it's all there. It's good. I still think that it is actually kind of interesting that we were working on Feline Frontier first, and we started working on Primus Star, and then later on we found out while working on Primus Star that Feline Frontier was going to be incorporated into Primus Star as like a past event.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that it's all connected.
I think a lot of our games are going to end up connected just through little cameos.
Well, I mean, Obduro, that's going to connect every single one of our games. Through at least the multiverse, I guess.
Yeah.
Though in some games, I'm just like, where are we even going to put Obduro? Like, what is Obduro going to even be here? I know in one game that we were gonna make in the past. I don't think we're actually gonna make it. I remember the catapult. They're on one of the maker's mark, like on a piece of metal on the catapult, was gonna have Obduro, as if Obduro.
Oh, was that like one of the fantasy games?
Yeah, Obduro is making the siege weapons and everything. That's their company. They're just making huge weapons for military use.
That'd be pretty funny.
Well, Abdurrah was supposed to be everywhere.
Is that the end of this topic now?
I mean, I can't really think of anywhere else to go unless we want to spoil things.
No.
And we don't want to spoil things. The most I'll say is that there are
Multiple endings.
how many endings?
Multiple.
I mean,
Not just one. You already said how many endings they were in the past, I'm pretty sure.
Have I? Was there like 3?
I
Or is
think.
it-
I'm pretty sure in the video, though, in the past, you're just like, there's this many endings. I was like, stop. Stop talking.
Stop.
Stop.
I think that there's like 3 endings. Yeah.
I remember you started diving into the different endings. I was like, no, what are you doing?
Oh no, there might be 4. Yeah, there's 4. Because there's the best, there's good, there's bad,
I'm the worst.
and the worst.
Okay. I thought you were about to start describing. I'm like, what did I just say?
I'm not gonna describe the endings. I just know that there was 4 endings. One of them was really easy to get. I'm not gonna describe it. It's just if you have everyone die.
The worst ending?
That's the worst ending. No, it's the best ending. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
the best ending.
Yeah. Before I actually spoil anything and ruin my promise to Megan, I'm just gonna stop here.
Yeah, you better.
I'm gonna say thank you for listening to the 7th podcast of ULP Productions. I have been Jonathan Moore, the lead designer,
Megan Slade, lead artist.
and we will be back here for our 8th podcast, and we'll just go through a month in review and talk about what we've been working on. Hopefully things will actually calm down on our end because, like we've said, it's been super busy for the past...
This like whole month.
Yeah, this entire month has been just busy.
Busy.
Hectic, chaotic. But it's over now, so we should be getting back to our normal schedule shortly. Again, thank you for supporting us, and we can't wait to be back here and to talk to you about what we've been working on.
Yep.
So until next time,
Bye.